Hello and welcome to Amarcast Tech News Update, 1st June 2020. Now, the first news is, it's a little bit weird. The tech meme is full of these comments and reactions of tech companies and their CEOs talking about George Floyd's death and the protests in America post that. Somebody setting up a fund, somebody's talking about human rights, somebody talking about inequality. It seems the tech companies and the tech CEOs, feel responsible to make a comment for everything that happens in the world. And I find it very bizarre. It seems like they run the world, and the Amazon and Microsoft and Facebook and Google have to make some comment about something. And internally, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg has faced a lot of criticism that the employees are saying that Zuckerberg didn't do enough, and his comment of social media is not going to be arbiter of truth has not gone well with anyone, including me. And I mean, you know that was a very bad comment. And on the same lines, he had a phone conversation with Donald Trump as well, as Axios has reported. So overall, I think all these tech companies making comments, creating these $10 million funds and human rights and all, it kind of is a little weird. But that's kind of all over the place in tech world today, and which is, in my view, it is a little weird, frankly. The second big news is that they've been compromised reported in the Beam website and app in form of a data leak. This data leak was reported by Israeli cybersecurity website VPN Mentor. So they are saying around 7 million records have been compromised, and the Indian agency handling it, National Payments Corporation of India, have said that it's not happened, whereas the cybersecurity firm says the breach was plugged on May 22nd. So this is really serious. I think this is a big issue, and just not personal records. There are a lot of transactional records in question as well. So I kind of feel that you may stay off the Beam app for a few days till the clouds kind of disappear, and there's clarity over this particular news. So it's pretty serious because a lot of people are making transactions on this app. Now, the next news comes from the online company, travel company, Make My Trip. They have let go of 350 people, and a mail has been written by the chairman, Deep Kalra. And I saw a lot of Twitter updates on the same. Although I can assure you that the number of people who've been laid off are much more than 350. 350 may be this tranche, but earlier a lot of people on contract and otherwise have been let go. And I think it's quite natural. The travel and tourism industry is going through a massively difficult period, and it is going to continue. So I understand it is very difficult for the employees of travel companies, but even the companies, they just can't afford people right now. I mean, like there's no revenue, there's no intent of traveling at all in this COVID scenario. Next news is something which is, I think, a little bit of a PR stunt by Oyo. So Oyo's Ritesh Agarwal has announced 130 crores of ESOPs for all the furloughed employees. Furloughed as in all the leave without pay employees, and he's put up a big number. Oyo has not handled it very well, to be very frank. And the social media is full of complaints from their employees and especially their partners, wherein they invoke the force majeure clause, and they've stopped all the payments, and they've been partners who just built Oyo townhouses 3-4 months back, and they put in crores and crores of rupees, and now they're feeling a little cheated. But nonetheless, I feel that this is a little bit of a PR stunt. Somebody said, hey, look, there's a lot of negative reputation of Oyo going on, what to do? So let's announce these ESOPs. And ESOPs, we know in any case, in a startup scenario, more often than not, it is just a piece of paper. It is a statement which can be argued upon, but I kind of feel that this news is an absolute PR release. I'm just mentioning it here because it kind of was all over the place, and I think it's a PTI copy. Next news is ByteDance setting up another corporate entity in India. And as per multiple articles which I read on this today, ByteDance is trying to impress the Indian government and trying to be very Indian. And, they feel that they don't want to upset Indians, especially after the fiasco on TikTok ratings and Chinese apps move out and stuff like that. So they've been a lot of impressing upon Indian government and the setting up of new corporate entity. There are a lot of commitment in terms of bringing money and hiring people and so on. I cannot get into details of that because some of it is has come to me through credible journalists. So ByteDance is trying to impress upon India and want to grow in India. And they want to be more Indian than they want to be Chinese in India. So that's the news. The next news is actually also leading to China. There is a little bit of a campaign going on about deleting Chinese apps. And there is an app for that. It is called Remove China app. Okay, if the app's name is Remove China app, and it has got 4.8 stars and it has crossed 1 million downloads on Google Play Store. So it's quite funny and entertaining and, gathering some numbers at the same time. So the app supposedly recognizes the Chinese apps in your phone and probably deletes them. So it's funny because, most of the chances are that most of your phones, including your iPhones, are made in China. So you are trying to get rid of Chinese apps on a Chinese phone. I mean, will you get rid of your phone? You'll say, no, not today. Let me have, if you hate the, Chinese products so much, I think probably you have to throw half of the products at your house outside. So this is, I think this is a little ridiculous. And, Chinese businesses and Chinese government are two different entities. And if somebody really wants to get rid of everything Chinese, I think he should look at the back labels of his television and a computer monitor and everything else. And he may have to get rid of a lot of things. So on this funny note, I end the episode for today. I'll catch you tomorrow. Goodbye. Take care.